right, so
And welcome back.
welcome back to episode 3.
3.
Episode 3.
Look at us.
Look at us.
We're being consistent,
We are,
kinda.
and I actually really like it. In today's episode
is going to be all about finding your worth after heartbreak, some of our worst dating experiences,
horror dating stories.
more so Hailie's horror dating stories, and love.
We love love.
We really love love.
We do love
We're
love.
2 girls that love love. Love romance.
We do.
So with that being said, Hailie, I know you got a lot of
Dating stories.
stories up your sleeve.
Let's see. I'd probably say within this year, I've probably gone on about 3, maybe 4 dates. Dating is kind of hard.
How so?
Boys in this generation, just how society makes dating. It's been hard. It has been very hard, and no one wants to do just the old pick a girl up, take her out to dinner. It's always just, okay, let's meet here. You want to go out to drinks, first meet up, whatever. It's not a true romantic dating story most of us girls are hoping for.
Because you want to be romanced.
I do. I'm a hopeless romantic.
There's
I'm
nothing wrong with
my
that.
feet.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes. I would say my dating experiences this year haven't been the worst.
Okay.
Just haven't been the best.
Right.
I will say I probably went on a date at the beginning of this year with someone I actually met while I was working. Great guy, very nice.
Wait, what do you mean while you were working?
I was working and he was a guest.
Oh.
Did one of those left his number on the receipt
Okay.
type things.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was kind of just in my, why not? Let's give it a chance. You never know. And I do want my, it just organically happens instead of going on these dating apps.
Right.
And so I ended up texting him probably at the end of the shift and was just kind of being a little flirtatious, just talking to him, getting to know him. Probably lasted a couple of days, maybe even to a week. And then he ended up wanting to take me out on a date.
Oh, so you talked for a week before this?
We talked,
okay.
Yes. Mainly because I'm so busy with work. It was just trying to align it with my schedule is a little hard. But we went out on a date. We went out into Alpharetta, went to a restaurant, and everything. This was all before work. And it was a great date. And I think before I dive into it, just a little preface, just a little something. I think, or from what I known, he was looking for an actual relationship to form out of this. When I wasn't, I'm kind of just, I'm trying to figure out what my dating goals genuinely are.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting to just feel that spark, that sense of connection with someone before I actually just start dating, because everybody's just wanting to date instead of forming a bond, forming a connection, forming some type of base, friendship, relationship, something before getting into that milestone.
And dating to marry. I know that's what you said.
Yeah. But
this is where the juice is.
Going on to this day and everything, I didn't know what to expect. I was a little nervous because I have never genuinely been on a date that's like this, where someone asks you, you're going, blah, 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 whatever. And so going on this date, I honestly didn't have much to say. I think the nerves were kind of there, and I just was like, oh, hi. And
I can't imagine you like that. Oh, hey.
But I also didn't want it to be one of those relationships where it's like, so what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie? Just
starting
over
like that.
I hate that. I hate to think about that. I hate knowing that that's something that's bound to happen. But that's what happened.
Wait, like legit questions like, oh, what's your favorite food?
Yes.
Okay.
And
like a 20 questions game that
basically
everyone used to play back
without
in the day.
even knowing that it was a 20 questions
right,
game.
Right.
And if you end up watching this, no hate to you. I genuinely enjoyed our date. It was a good date. You were a very nice guy. But I think it was just little things to me. It didn't give me an ick, but it gave me a sense of like, okay, I need to take a step back.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we're kind of, when we're sitting there and everything and we're getting to know each other, and the one thing that was like, okay, this is what is going to happen for the rest of this date, was getting asked what your favorite candy is. And, I was asked what my favorite candy is, and my reaction, I was just kind of thinking, Trolleys, the sour gummy worms.
Good choice.
And for the reaction to be like, no way, trolley gummy worms are my favorite candy too. And I was like, oh my God, really? That's great. That's great.
A commonality.
Oh my God, let's just get married. Like, and then I guess the little things of, this is our favorite candy. This is our goals in life. We drive the same car. We're into the same music. It just wasn't what I had thought a date would be like when you're like getting asked these questions and trying to form a connection. I just didn't know it would feel or kind of be like that.
Like feel forced.
Yeah, and it just felt way too forward, and it felt way too like prompted. Like, how is this already how it is, and how are we having so many things in common to the point where we just can't even learn about each other? It's just like, oh, you like this, I like this. Oh, you have that, I have that. Oh, you're into this, I'm into this. And I'm just like
not genuine.
It's not.
Yeah.
And I feel like, in a sense, it was kind of just trying to match what I was matching to get me to like him a little more.
Yeah.
And that's what just made the first date a little hard, because it wasn't genuine. There was like no real connection to be formed. It was just, I like whatever you like.
Yeah.
Just so that we can be together, just so that you can like me. I'll like what you like. I'll do what you do. I'll have what you have.
And so you walk out of this date not knowing anything about him, but knowing like, okay, if I like this, it must be the same for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. It was a sweet date. The ending caught me by surprise. I think that because I haven't been on a date, that I didn't know that this is what happened on dates. But how toward the end, I thought the flowers, like he gave me flowers, I thought that was the sweetest thing. I was like, okay, that's sweet. It's a little, I didn't know this happened on a first date, but it's very sweet. But then being out in a parking lot on a busy Friday or Saturday, I forgot what day it was, and everybody's driving trying to find spots at the Avalon, and everybody's all eyes on you. And he leans in for a kiss that you didn't know was a kiss. And you're going in for a hug.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I'm going in for a hug. He's going in for a kiss. And your head naturally turns when you're like going in for your hug, because you're just like, oh, like, whatever. Yeah. Lands right on the side of my mouth. And laughs it off.
He does or you do?
He does.
Oh. Okay.
And I didn't know how to react, but I'm one of those people that hate awkward moments.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I had a great time. Thank you for this date. And I had to get to work, so I had to.
Yeah, that's a good excuse. I had to book it.
Yeah. And it just wasn't the right first date for me. And after that, I did have a talk with him about how I was feeling, how things were and everything. And I think he understood from him telling me like I am looking for something and like I understand that you're not. We can be friends. We could try to be friends and everything. And I feel like for me, once something like that happens, it's hard for me to become friends with them.
Yeah.
Especially when I don't even know them and this is the first interaction and this is what's going on. And it was in the sense of him trying to form something with me and I wasn't there. It just makes it a little tricky. It makes it a little hard.
Right.
But you know, after that one date, I kind of learned, kind of just progressed, moved forward from that date. And I went on a couple of dates afterwards, probably like a month or two after that had happened, and
with someone else.
Yeah. One of them was an at-home date. It was okay. It was a good date.
Wait, what do you mean at home? Like came here?
Came here.
Okay.
Cooked me.
Oh right.
Cooked me dinner.
Okay.
We hung out, we chat, had some drinks. We were just kind of hanging out and everything.
You felt a connection.
And I don't know if it's just me, but I didn't feel a connection in the sense of like I want to further this.
Okay.
But I felt a connection in how we were talking. Like it was a good time. Like I liked that moment. I liked that we had similar music interests. It was just free flowing. Like we were able to talk to each other and like there was no awkward moments. I genuinely liked that. After the date, things happening and some things we were sent and some situations he was in.
So after your date happened, something happened with him.
Something happened with him
in his personal life.
Yes, that kind of pushed me away a little bit.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Because I feel like when you're trying to get to know someone, you're trying to date someone, you should tell them some things instead of just sending a picture and one day you're a regular guy, the next day you're an inmate in jail.
You go on this date with this guy, have a good time. I'm sure if you want it to be serious. And then a complete 180 when he leaves your house to, hey, like, let's talk 24/7.
Yeah.
Why are you not talking to me 24/7? Oh, well, let me just tell you, like, I'm in trouble with the law, so, like, maybe you should talk to me before I go to jail.
Oh my God. And then a month passed by and text back, so I just want to know what happened. Also, here's a picture to prove that I was in jail.
Also, I was in jail for, what, a month? And you never reached out? I thought we were soulmates.
I thought we were in love. Like, what happened, like, after one night of getting to know you and meeting you in person for the first time? And now I'm in jail and you're not talking to me?
That is discrimination. You're discriminating against jail inmates.
I am. Oh my God, something's so wrong with me.
Have some standards.
I do. God, my standards should have been there, but they were.
They were there.
He was a very nice guy and everything. I think that, or I just kind of hope that he kind of get some things in line because he's a great guy, very great guy. And if things were different, I wouldn't have mind, I wouldn't have mind if a second date had happened. I don't know if it could have furthered into a relationship because I'm just not there. But I wouldn't have mind getting to know him a little bit more, even if it was just to become friends. He was a good guy.
Going to jail is serious.
Jail is serious.
I don't know.
And I'm like, I feel like I'm in jail, but with work, not with the law.
Separate jailhouse.
But you know, so first guy with the candies, guy in jail.
The candies. Guy with the trolleys.
And then I recently just went on a date. And it was a good time. He's very, very sweet. It was a very nice dinner. It was a lot of good conversations, a lot of back and forth. We met very organically. It felt very genuine. And you know, I wouldn't mind going on a second date with him. It's still kind of in the talks, in the works currently.
Okay.
But I'm just still not in the mindsets or in the feeling of I'm wanting a relationship.
Right.
And I think that's more of an internal thing. I think that especially with like my past relationship that was 5 years, I know what it feels like to feel something for someone.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it can be fireworks, but I think for me it was more of like stuttering and like getting just flustered and very overwhelmed, not knowing how to act.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of what I'm looking for when I am looking for a relationship. Mm-hmm. And I feel like with me not having that mindset currently was because of my 5-year relationship and how traumatic and just heart damaging it was. And because, you know, when you're with someone and you meet them in middle school and you're best friends throughout middle school for 3 years, and then high school, you decide, okay, let's give it a try. Let's be together. We're best friends. Let's turn it into lovers. And, you know, that relationship for me was through the beginning up until like probably the middle part was magical. It was everything that I wanted it to be. I felt all the fireworks, the butterflies, the stuttering, being flustered. I felt everything all at once. And it was to the point where it was just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And with that relationship, I felt like it was just so true and just so real because it started off as best friends, moving into lovers. And, you know, being together that long, and especially through all of high school, when those are kind of your learning moments, and you're really growing, going through puberty, going through all these different life changes, it really shapes and molds you. And so that was, I would say, my first real relationship. And every relationship has its up and downs.
Yeah.
And through this relationship, everything was up. I mean, we were honestly like the perfect kind of it couple where you would walk around campus. He would walk me in my classes. People would come up to us, say, y'all are such a cute couple. And like, oh my God, we love you two together. And like, it was such a fairy tale relationship. And, you know, I think that with all that fairy tale, all that honeymoon, and all that just true love, you know, some things can interfere and it causes things to kind of go south. And I think for us, a little bit, it started with social media. Social media can be a lot.
Yeah.
And it can be very toxic. And it can pour heavily onto a relationship, onto two people. And, you know, with social media, with us kind of in a way being influencers and being like a certain type of couple, a certain type of face to people on social media, it kind of got our heads thinking differently.
Really, sidebar, because I just found this out. I feel like people that don't know, you need to know this. Hailie used to be a freaking TikTok influencer.
You used to be a little famous account. We had a relationship account, and it was a pretty famous relationship account doing brand deals, getting emailed about things. It was a very monetized social media based platform. And it was fun. It was a good time. Once it started, it was very fun. And then I think that it kind of got to our heads a little bit. I think for me, it got to my head because I was like, oh my God, like people like this. We're doing so good. I love showing us off. Like this is fun. I love being able to show off our love, show off like us going out and doing all this stuff. Like I'm enjoying this. I think for him as well, he was enjoying that aspect as well. But I think he was also enjoying like I'm making money from this. people are seeing me, people like me and what I'm doing for her, and like, oh, I like this attention that I'm getting.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with social media is the attention.
It is, and I think all of that kind of got into his head and kind of fed a certain side of him. His ego started to like form and kind of progress, and it led, I'd probably say, 3 years into the relationship. It led to him cheating on me.
Wait, when you guys were together for 3 years?
For 3 years, led him to cheating on me. I feel like when girls are in a relationship, we have a feeling. Like we feel it in our chest, feel it in our gut. We just feel. And so I had a feeling, and it was like a strong feeling. And so
like your intuition was like, hey, something's not
right. And like it was strong. And so I fought it for a minute, but then that same day I was like, no, it's literally eating me alive. Like it's like weighing on my chest, like it almost in a sense hurts. Not physically, but like it just hurt. And so I found out that he was, and everything that I was feeling just poured out all at once. And it was the hardest thing for me because he was on a trip. And he was on his way back from the trip, and that's when I found out. And with all that feeling, all that emotion, you know, I lashed out in a way of like, I packed up everything that was his, took it to his house, dropped it right there in his driveway. And I wanted to see him because I had a feeling that like with that intuition that I knew something was happened, but I wanted to see what happened.
So you didn't know exactly what had happened, but you knew he was unfaithful?
Yes, because I saw some texts.
Okay.
Between him and a friend.
A friend.
Telling him, you know, like, just get your mom's makeup and cover your neck and all this stuff.
Oh my God. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I went to his house, and that was the first thing I wanted to see.
His neck.
And it was all, he is a terrible makeup artist.
No future with that.
No future. X that off the resume. All over his neck. Just knowing that we had known each other for 6 years, 3 of the years being best friends, and then 3 of the years being together, and like just the connection, the love, just like everything that we had gone through, because we went through some things, some major things that made or broke our relationship, and we came out on the better side. And it was a bit of shock for me with the hurt and betrayal, because I was just like, there's no way. There's no way. I have so much love for this person. This person is my best friend. There's no way that this could have happened. There's no way. You love me. How could you have done this? And, you know, this is during high school, and it was like, this is where the toxic behavior kind of came out. And I was like, okay, I had a talk with him. He told me that he loved me. He would never do this again, that it was just a mistake. Like we're meant to be, like, I would never do this again, like, blah, blah, blah. And so, you know, just being young, being so consumed by that love,
yeah,
you're just like, okay. And so, you know, I did go back into that relationship, knowing what he did and knowing what he was now capable of. And my guard was up 100%. But just in the back of my mind, I was like, we're meant to be.
Yeah.
There's so much love that we can overcome this. It's fine.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're together. It was still hard, and I think it was hard because of me, which had every right to be, because my guard was just up.
Yeah.
I was scared. I was nervous. I was just freaking out a little bit with little things. But you know, the relationship continued, and I think that the second time, with him knowing that I could take him back and that I had this much love for him, and that someone could love him this much to oversee what he had done and still want to be with him and still want to try to change him, but just better and grow together. I think that in a sense scared him. And so, you know, 2 years go on again, and we're, you know, it's tough throughout that time, and I will never know to this day if it happened during too, if I was just blindsided by it. But then towards the end, no, because I'd say senior year. No, senior year. So
this is 2 years after you found out.
Hold on.
Oh, okay. No, you take your time.
4 years. So it's 4 years. 4 years. So senior year. We break up again.
Wait, so how much time between
4 years?
Between
the first, all of high school.
No, I mean between the first time you found out.
I think 1 year.
Okay.
I think it's 1 year now that I'm getting my math together after like 5 years now.
Okay.
4 years. And I think it was senior year of high school. We're trying to make things better, and things just aren't getting better for his end. And I think that he is trying to fight the love that I have for him. I think it was just a lot for him. And I think that with that being a lot for him, he just had this mindset of, okay, I just need this to calm down for a minute. If she cheated on, or if I cheated on her once and she took me back, I could probably do it again and she'll take me back, because I know this is how much she loves me and wants to be with me. And so, cheats again. And there's just so much more about it, but it's just a lot. Yeah. But with that second time, I just we both knew that it was just done. That we were just fighting what wasn't supposed to be, because we thought that we were all we knew.
Yeah.
And with being all that we knew, we thought that there was nothing else. And I think that in a way that kind of trauma bonded us. And we just wanted to just stay and be consumed by that trauma love, I guess. But just, you know, once they do it again, it's just, you just know there's nothing worth fighting for. There's nothing left there. And so the relationship, it ended. It was done. It was a very, very much toxic relationship after the first time. And I think I was just kind of holding on because he was all that I knew, and he was the only person that I've ever felt this type of love for. And so I just did not want to let it go. But after...
That's like your entire early adulthood.
It is. And it really shapes you, because I was absolutely heartbroken. I barely ate. I was a little MIA with people. I just slowly just started to consume myself into strictly work and school. And I'd say probably my sophomore year of college, I grew into this mindset of, okay, I just need to stick to school and work, and dating just genuinely is not for me. I just need to put all my focus into this and just kind of suppress everything and just not deal with anything. And so that was not a way to go. I'd probably say my sophomore going into my junior year of college, things started to come up, and I started to feel the things that I was suppressing because I was just in a new environment with people. I was feeling things for other people without kind of being or getting into a relationship, and I just genuinely couldn't open myself up to these things, and I felt like I was always holding on to a what if. And I just, in my mind, did not want to grow from it. I just wanted to just forget it ever happened and forget everything that I was feeling and not feel what I was feeling. And so I went into therapy and everything.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I went into therapy. I tried 2 different therapists, one telling me I was not allowed to cry. The other one telling me I need to be prescribed medications because that's the only way to help me with how I was feeling. So after that therapy, I knew it was not for me.
What the heck?
I know.
I hate that.
I absolutely, because I thought that was my safe place to talk to someone that I just don't know, whatever. And so I just wanted to stop feeling how I was feeling because I felt like I was just in a rut. I felt like I was just so depressed and that things weren't going to get better from here. And so I just took things into my own hand and I just kind of started writing in a journal everything that I was feeling. And it helped big time because I feel like I was able to just kind of take what I was holding in and just kind of push it out into a book. And while I was also writing, I felt like in that moment I could also just kind of feel what I was feeling and just kind of just release it a little bit, which did help. And then I stopped being MIA and would kind of talk to my friends. I would talk to my parents, talk with my sisters, and just kind of just genuinely talk about how I was feeling, show how I was feeling instead of trying to bottle everything up. And it helped. And with that, I feel like I did so much better in school. I was able to put all my focus into myself along with school and work. But I was able to just slowly start being like, okay, what's going to help me? How can I stop feeling this way and start feeling this way?
Right.
And that's when I also decided to leave my previous job and go to our current job now. And I will say that helped me so much. I need to be in a different environment. I need to get out of where I was living, the people I was with. I needed to surround myself in a new environment with new people. And I did that, and it was the greatest thing for me. I have truly blossomed. I got a new job, elevated and got promoted within that job. I was able to save enough money to move out, start experiencing things. I started working out, starting eating better, gaining new friends.
Who?
So I feel like, in a sense, I will say that I am healed in a sense. I feel like there's still little things that I need to work on with the romantic dating scene, but I feel like I have just focused on being independent, which was so hard to be when you're just with someone for that long and with them constantly. I was able to just find my own independence and be okay with being independent and knowing that being alone isn't the worst thing in the world. It's where you can genuinely just find yourself and you just feel so good and just genuinely more happy than you were before. And yeah, I feel like I did find my worth. I feel like that I'm still learning and still growing, but I am so much better than I was honestly 2 years ago.
Wow.
So things have been looking up, and they're going up from here. Things have been really good.
I love that. They're only going up from here.
They're only going up from here.
I didn't know that about the journal thing.
Yes. I have a journal, and then my friends got me journals to write into. I think it was like either for my birthday or for Christmas, but they got me journals to write in as well.
So you still write in a journal?
Not as much as I used to.
But like, you know, when you get to that place, you're able to.
I know where to go.
I will say that's good. I guess insight for me, at least. I'll keep this short so we can wrap up. But I feel like this was good. Anyways, I feel like that was good insight. For me, because I've had a colorful past. Similar to yours in a different way. Been in a relationship, my previous relationship for a long period of time, was in a relationship in high school for a good amount of time, so wasn't really by myself very much. Cut to my first genuine like heartbreak, like first time actually getting my heart broken, like similar to your story of I've had like little things here and there, but nothing to where I was in a serious relationship and then it ends and then you're like, where do I go from here? So cut to my first serious relationship that ended. Honestly, it's been some time since that happened, but I do feel like I relate to the middle part of your healing journey of suppress, work, school, focus on other things.
All your focus.
And then it will come up eventually, regardless of how much time has passed. If you don't deal with it, it will come up. It has for me. And I'm still dealing with certain things that I see are flaws that I have that I just haven't dealt with my emotions from a very young age. This can be a different podcast episode. But from a very young age, dealing with like childhood trauma, never dealt with that. Dealing with heartbreak, didn't deal with that very well. So I am in this space of like, do I see a therapist? I don't like talking to strangers.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I like to talk, obviously. So I'm like, I need to do something. But someone in my life was like, hey, you should start journaling. They told me not from experience, just like, hey, I heard this helps. So anyway, long story short, to wrap this all up, maybe I'll start journaling because
it's nice.
I mean, to go through something so life-changing like it was for you, like you grew up with this person, to find something that you can have as an outlet to completely change your mindset and your course. Like, I desire to have that. And if that's journaling for you, like maybe for other people that are listening that are dealing with some things, like maybe that's journaling for you as well. It might be for me.
Who knows?
Maybe I'll keep you posted. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate you sharing that. I love learning about Hailie. Anyways, I guess we will kind of segue this into our next episode. Episode 4 is coming up. And we'll be talking, maybe we'll touch a little bit on what we talked about today.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot. We've got a lot of things.
We got a lot to say.
We've got a lot to say. We've got a lot of experiences in our short little life so far. But if you made it this far, our next episode will be coming out whenever we feel like it. And,
sometime.
And I would love, me and Hailie would love to talk about like making new friends in adulthood.
Yes.
I moved from Arizona to Georgia to be with my amazing man that I'm with currently.
Shout out to you.
To be with this amazing man that I'm with currently. That sounds weird. To be with my boyfriend. Let me start that over. I moved from Arizona to Georgia to be with my boyfriend, who also moved cross country. And I have always lived in Arizona, and I never realized making girlfriends in a place that you know nothing about is it's honestly arguably the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Yeah.
because obviously you grow up in one place. You have friends from high school, you have friends from middle school, you have friends from college. You're growing up with these people. You have a circle, regardless of how big or small. You already know people. And you change locations and you don't know anybody. And girls are scary.
Girls are scary.
Like, there are not, I mean, there are a lot of really amazing women out there, but there are also not a lot of amazing women out there, and they will make you feel like shit, and girls are scary to make friends with.
Oh God, they are.
So anyway, we'll be talking about making new friends, friendships into adulthood, because adulthood friendships are hard.
It is hard.
Because also, there's no organized sports in adulthood.
No.
Half of my friends are from playing sports. So it's like, shoot.
We could start up our own league.
Next episode will be about making friendships into adulthood and finding your circle and, yeah.
Finding your forever espresso martini.
All right. Well, we had so much fun.
Yes, and we will catch you in the next episode.
We'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, wait. Cheers. Toodaloo.